Okay, this morning we are talking football and faith and everything in between.
Yeah, there's only one couple who's going to tackle the topic with honesty, sassiness, and style, of course. We're talking about Super Bowl champ and former New York Jet, Bronx-born Willie Colon, with the woman who makes him look so good and keeps him on his toes, Aikisha Holly Colon. Welcome to New York Living.
Woohoo! Hi, hi, hi.
That's
Look,
right.
we have a book. They brought a book. Books for everybody.
That means we
We're
both get
cleaning up.
books then.
It is so good to see you. Wow.
Amen.
Dabney blood.
Yes, yes, chef. I love.
Please welcome, have a seat, make yourselves at home. Before we get into the book, put it here. This is like because they know they kind of come to someone's house empty-handed.
That's
Never.
right. That's right.
Favorite Christmas movie?
Oh.
Best Man Holiday.
Oh, do you know, I was going to watch that one last night.
Best Man Holiday.
Oh, my favorite, man, that's probably the Grinch. I've fallen in love with the Grinch.
And now my daughter loves the
kids are
Grinch.
into
Really?
it now.
Another good
Yeah,
one.
so
Okay.
I'm a fan of the Grinch.
The cartoon one or the one
Jim
with
Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah, he sold
Oh,
it.
he crushed it.
Okay.
Yeah, he
He
sold it.
crushed it. That's what everybody remembers. Right now.
Exactly. You like Elf. Yeah. And I just
We
watched.
just watched that.
I
yeah.
just watched The Family Stone last night.
Oh, I
never seen
love that.
I never knew about this movie.
my
I
goodness.
laughed. I cried.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
I
saw
know
it
nothing.
later as well, and now with Diane Key not being here,
She
it
came
is
on the
one
screen
of-
and I was like, no.
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
God.
We're just gonna have a little kiki. You
I
guys
know.
can.
All right.
And at the end, when I get to the end,
I know.
of
I
that
know.
ornament, oh,
I know. I know.
Yes, okay.
Okay, we have a lot to catch up with that has nothing to do with Christmas movies. We'll start with the book.
But it's miracles. It has to do with
there
miracles.
you go.
Okay.
You see the segue?
That's how it's done.
Yeah. Tell us about this book. Why now?
You know, we realized when we were going through this and our struggles and just dealing with our fertility issues that people don't talk about it. It's not discussed. There's so many other couples who are going through this, but we don't openly discuss it.
Right.
And you just feel so isolated. And I know for me, I had a lot of insecurities. I didn't want to talk about it with my friends because all of my friends had children.
And pardon the interruption, but by it you mean you both had challenges when it came to conceiving.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, for me, they were more physical, and then it became mental. And I think for you, it was...
It was more or less, I don't think I was ready for family and really trying to wrap my mind around being a father, especially because I was so entrenched in my career. And it was more a matter of timing and, you know, really what did that look like from a realistic standpoint. It was tough because I was with the Jets on my way out the door and trying to hold on as a battered old vet, you know what I mean? And it was a lot.
Pointing right on you, yeah.
Yeah. You guys met in Atlanta right after the Super
Yeah.
Bowl, right? And you weren't, like you said, ready to settle down. What was it exactly about?
Well, she wowed me, man. Pretty eyes. And, you know, I think for me, it was a matter of me. You know, Aikisha is somebody who's obviously very intelligent and beautiful, but she's real. She's a very real person, a very honest person, and I had to really, you know, they say men, you know, women mature faster than men, and she made me pay for a lot of my young mistakes, but I knew she was the best person for me because of how much she made me better as a person. I wasn't talking to my lover, I was talking to my best friend. She was
And so
everything.
this factored into creating this book.
It was, and well, actually, and when he said that I was mature and faster, I'm also 5.5 years older than Willie, and so
You don't look it.
Well, thank you. But I had to realize when we were going through this that my urgency, it wasn't his, and I shouldn't put that on him. But I felt, and God had showed me that this was my husband. And so we started this journey, and while we were writing the book, we were able to unpack a lot of things, and just, it became therapy for us. Yeah, because he went through his childhood and the reasons why he thought he didn't want to be a father, and I was unpacking, like, you know, losing my biological mom, and at the time I was 36 years old, I'm getting older, and I knew I have always wanted to be a wife and a mother because of how I came into the world.
Right.
You know, and we unpack that.
And it's so funny. I think people, I won't generalize all of us, but I know for me, and I would say this for you as well, you either want to emulate the family you were born into, or you want to create a completely different one.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
What I was thinking about the book, you know, it's a two-person perspective about how we really came together and really brought our trauma and our life and our experience into one, and really leaned on our faith to get through it all. And I think when you dive into the book and you learn more about me and you learn more about Aikisha, it's really a testimony of our resilience and our faith in God that really kind of spearheaded where we're at right now.
And we didn't want people, like when you hear of a fertility book, you always think about the woman and what we've gone through. And like I had 8 miscarriages, and then you'll say, oh, this is another book about, you know, she had the miscarriages, now she has kids. I wanted people to see what happens in the process for men when they're dealing with someone they love who's having miscarriages. And through this book, even, you know, while we were dealing with it, I knew he was struggling, but when I read the book and got the manuscript, I was like, wow.
Yeah, we found a lot.
We've learned how to support each other through this, because that's what we want people to see, to learn how to support each other.
Right.
Because they go through it as well.
Right. And did we read correctly that you learned something new by reading the manuscript?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I did.
On both sides. Yeah.
Well, you know what? For me, when we sat down, we were very hesitant about writing this in the beginning. And, you know, Willie said, you know, babe, this is your testimony. And it's ultimately our testimony, and we're going to help so many people. So when he got ready, when we would be in our house, and I would go in one part of the house, and I'd get my stuff together and write, and then he would do his, and we would meet with our person, you know, our who was helping us write, Jasmine. And he said, what do you want? I said, I want everything. And he gave me everything. So I'm reading the manuscript, and you are alluding to the part when my mom passed? Yeah, so when my biological mother passed, I'm at his apartment dealing with some things, trying to get myself together, and I find out reading the manuscript that he was in Houston on a boys' trip that it was not only boys.
Why do you look at
I don't know.
And he was with someone. He was with a young lady when he found out that my mom passed.
And clearly you worked through that.
Well, of course. Well, listen, I'll say I didn't find it out until we had been married 7 years. And I'm glad that I did not, because I don't know if we would be here if I would have found it out then. Yeah. But, you know, God has a plan.
That's a huge test of
God
faith.
has a
And as a
plan.
former professional athlete, I understand that, right? Going everywhere and trying to hang out with the boys, and not necessarily going looking, but things come and find you. Temptation is all around. How did you deal with that for so long in your career, especially after you found her?
Well, I think it was a matter of me really leaning on the Lord, man, leaning on my faith and asking him to change me from the inside out. I think I knew the type of woman Aikisha is and the mother she was going to be and now is. I think it wasn't more so about her, it was about me. I dealt with a father who dabbled in a lot of infidelity. He was kind of my measuring stick on how a man handles a marriage and a family. So he was my walking example. It wasn't until I got older and I recognized the trauma I dealt with in my own life that I really didn't want to pass that along to my kids. So I had to reshape myself and my ideologies. I think when I look at our relationship together, it's not about how you start, it's how you continue to grow. You know, when we got married, my focus wasn't just to be the best husband and father, it's really to serve her and serve our home. You know, I tell a lot of young guys, man, it's not about being about being a father, it's about building a home. And so that's been my goal, and I think this book shows you how we came into fruition and how we continue to, you know, live out our purpose and believing in God. Because it's not just about the IVF struggles. It's about really, you know, one, we believed in each other.
Right.
We didn't give up on each other, and we didn't give up what we were trying to be and what we want to become.
And you found safety.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In yourselves and in each other.
And it's a love story. It is a love story.
Thank you.
Yeah, I try to tell people that.
It is a love story.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for doing the work and sharing it with us, because I think it's super important, especially for folks in New York City, to have exemplars of it's not perfect.
No.
We're all going to slip. We're all going to make mistakes. But if we find each other back, then we can be greater than the way we started.
And we want to, it's resilience, it's hope, and knowing. For us, it was God had promised us something, and it was about us allowing him to be God and do what he said he was going to do, no matter what the doctor said. 8 miscarriages, high FSH. I went through failed
all of it.
IVF after IVF, spent tons of money.
Well, please come back, because we suspect there's a lot more coming from you too.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
We appreciate it so much.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You can pick up a copy of Faith and Fertility wherever books are sold.